Hey, what's up, Screamers? I'm Jody Dean. Welcome to the Scream Scene. Today we are going to revisit the horror film HOSTEL, written and directed by Eli Roth. I believe it was produced by his friend Quentin Tarantino. Eli has done a lot of great films over the years. Cabin Fever, a film that I'm absolutely obsessed with. He did Clown. I just watched that more recently. Good film. HOSTEL 1 and HOSTEL 2, as well as he did Thanksgiving, the newer film that I thought was a really great slasher. I heard Eli Roth refer to HOSTEL as a slow burning horror film. I would say that he nailed that right there. It definitely is slow getting to the horror of the film. However, he does an awesome job at keeping you entertained until you get there. So the film is basically about three backpackers, three guys that are backpacking across Europe, and they're staying in these hostels. Now, first off, I don't know if you know what a hostel is, but it's basically, imagine going to a hotel room and there's going to be other strangers staying in there with you. You don't know who they are. To me, that's scary as hell. My first experience with that, about 3 years ago, I was doing a paranormal trip to do some ghost hunting in New Orleans by myself. And I was looking up hotels and I seen something called a hostel. It was like the only thing that had a vacancy. And I was like, what the hell is that? And I looked into it and there were like other people that were staying there. I was like, I'm not doing that. Somebody could rob me. I could wake up and some dude sucking my dick. Like, you just don't really know what could happen in a situation like that. Don't put yourself in that situation. So first off, Eli Roth did something crazy with this film. Just the fact of this film's taking place in a foreign country. These young guys are staying at hostels. Anyway, these two guys are backpacking. I guess they meet this guy, Ollie or whatever. They all become friends. They're going across Europe. They're staying at these hostels, trying to meet young, sexy women. They're trying to hook up. And they end up meeting this stranger. And he tells them about this hostel that they can go to. It's kind of far away. They got to take a train to get there. But he promises them, like, there's nothing like it. If you're trying to meet hot, horny young women, you got to go to this place. And these guys are just sold on it. No talking. Hey, let's go. They end up meeting this stranger on the way there. This awesome actor. He did a great job of making things feel very awkward, very creepy. He was a question mark immediately. And I want to talk about that towards the end of this. What Eli did, I don't know if it was Eli or his casting director or what, but I'm sure he had the final say. The people he casted in this were just phenomenal, but we'll get to that. These guys, you know, they meet this creep along the way, go on about their business, they get to this hostel, and it's everything this stranger said it would be. There's a lot of sexy girls there. There's a lot of nakedness in this film. So even though it does take you a while to get to the action, to the horror, there's a lot of stuff happening along the way where you're kind of like, oh shit, I forgot this was a horror film. But, you know, they get there, it's everything the stranger said it would be. They're hooking up with these girls, they're partying. But quickly, these girls become a question mark themselves. You kind of get the idea that, you know, there's something going on that is not being talked about. There's a secret in the air. And one by one of these three guys, they start going missing. And when it first happens, it's like, you know, it's the guy that they met while they were backpacking, Ollie. So it's kind of like, you know, it doesn't seem like this is something a friend would do. He wouldn't just leave. They wake up, he's gone, he's checked out his hotel room. And it just seems weird to him. They're calling him, they can't get a hold of him. Last they knew, he was like hooking up with one of these girls they met. Suddenly, you know, a day later, 2 days later, another guy goes missing. So now, you know, it's like, okay, there's something going on. We don't just, you know, go missing like that. And he confronts these girls and he's basically like, look, you know, what happened to my friend? Where is he? And they tell him that he's at this art show. And he's like, take me. So they take him, and whenever he gets there, he realizes, like, there's something going on. This doesn't look like no art show. There's like these elite people you know, these menacing looking elite people wearing black, you know, bougie, evil looking people just kind of hanging out in front of this building that looks like it would be like the home to, I don't know, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a really evil looking structure. I mean, to me, it's beautifully creepy, but you know, it's the stuff that horror is made of. The last man standing, you know, the girl leads him in there. He knows something's up, and he ends up going down this hallway. And whenever he gets to this one door, he looks inside, and his friend, the second guy to go missing, is opened up on a table, and there's an unorthodox, unlicensed guy acting like a surgeon, just opening him up and working on him. And he loses his shit, but then he gets nabbed up by these two big guys, thrown in a room, strapped to a chair, and next thing you know, he's being tortured. We'll come to find out what this establishment is. It's not an art show. It's a place where the rich can go to fulfill their dark fantasies. And they're fulfilling some pretty dark fantasies. Basically what they're doing is they're going there, they're paying a lot of money, and this establishment has somebody for them to kill, to torture. Do whatever you want. You go in the room and do whatever you want to them. So the last man standing, well, now he's sitting down, he's tied to a chair, he's getting tortured, and he's able to break free, and he kills the psychopath that's torturing him. He's going through this building. It's getting a little intense at this point. This is where the horror has really started to unfold. And one of the creepiest scenes to me in this whole freaking movie is he manages, with his hands, you know, are all messed up, he's missing some fingers, he manages to find some nice looking clothing to try and blend in with the other people there at the establishment. And while he's dressed up, another guy comes in. He's getting ready to go in one of the rooms. It's his first time being there, and he's all jacked up. And he starts talking to the guy, saying like, what should I do? How should I do it? Man, is it fun? Tell me what it's like. Like, that actor that played that part, bro, like, it's one of those scenes for me that's just super memorable. You're seeing this guy, how excited he is that he's gonna get to go inside and torture somebody. And just a moment later, you actually see this guy walk into that room by accident that this guy's torturing a girl in. It's just really, it's sadistic. And Eli did a great job of getting you there to it and then making it just absolutely terrifying. There's a lot of great special effects. The scenery is perfect. Like this building, again, I mean, it's what you would see in a nightmare. It's what you would expect to see in a place that does something like this. It's in a foreign country. It's like a thing that's going on. The cops know about it. You know, these guys, they went to the cops to tell them what was going on. The cops didn't seem like they really wanted to help them. Come to find out, the cops know what's going on. It's a really dirty, evil, elite game. Just staying at a hostel is a scary thing. Staying with strangers, I mean, that's weird. There might be some situations, dude, where it feels okay. I don't think I could bring myself to do something like that. I definitely could never bring myself to do something like what these people are doing in this film. They're paying to hurt people. It's disgusting, and there's probably something like that going on in the real world, but you know, as far as a movie goes, it gets your adrenaline going. It's a film that was really well done, great storyline, great characters. He does a great job of establishing who these guys are, what they want, and even the girls that are just naked throughout the film. They actually have really great acting skills. They're not just naked and that's it. Like, you see these girls later on, you know, really turn on their acting hats, and you're like, wow, these fucking bitches, man. They just led us here, and now we're going to die. And the craziest thing is that stranger in the beginning that told them about this hostel where they could meet these girls, the one guy comes to find out that that stranger has set this whole thing up. Like, he's friends with those girls. So, you know, they're telling people, like, go here, you'll meet hot girls, and then people are getting picked up. Instead of getting picked up to be put in the sex trade, you're getting picked up to get picked off. You know, what an idea. One thing I love about the film, it feels like it's something that could really happen. And I anticipate that, you know, Eli Roth probably, when he sat down to write this movie, he said, I want this to feel real. I don't want it to feel like fantasy or anything like that. And he got right there to it. I think there's some aspects of it that when you're watching it, you're like, man, shit's just not like this. Well, for the average person, it's probably not, but these guys are in Europe, they're partying, they're ending up in Amsterdam in the red light district, they're staying at hostels, and that's just a different life out there. It's a really scary situation just backpacking. Nothing but your backpack. You're going across Europe. You're trying to meet random women. You're staying at hostels. He sets it up to where it's like, it's scary, but like the horror part of it, the blood, the gore, the guts, it doesn't happen till late in the film. Once it happens, it's really awesome. This is a film that I definitely would watch again. If you haven't watched it, sometimes I'll talk about a film and people will say, oh man, that's been out forever. That doesn't mean everybody has seen it. Sometimes, if you're like me, sometimes if I'm gonna skip a movie I really want to watch, it's got to be because somebody has vouched for something and I'm like, oh man, well that sounds cool, so-and-so, they liked it, they told me this about it, that, and I'll skip something else to jump to that. There's a lot of people out there that possibly haven't seen Hostel. I know there's a lot of people out there that haven't seen my first movie, Mallet, which we're in production on Mallet 2. Right now, it's looking beautiful. Hostel is great, just like all of Eli's films. I don't think he's made a film that I don't like. There's some that I like better than others. I think my favorite film he did is Cabin Fever. It has everything that I want in a horror film. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about was the cast. He did a beautiful job at picking the right people for these parts. The three guys that play the backpackers, these guys were perfect for that. The one friend, he's a little overboard. He likes singing to the ladies. He likes taking his pants off and drawing faces on his ass. The other guy, he's a little bit more reserved. He wants to hook up with a hot chick, but he's not just willing to get down and dirty. He doesn't want a girl that smokes. The guy that's the last man standing, barely. He's the one that's like really sharp and ends up figuring out like what's going on and gets a little bit of revenge at the end of the film, which if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it for you. You definitely should see this film, despite what you're hearing now, despite the fact that it's been out since 2005. But then as far as casting goes, some of these guys are in this building working on people are awesome actors. What they're doing with their eyes, to their movements, to the way they talk. I mean, these guys are delivering great performances. Even the girls throughout the film that are naked, that have a lot of parts, and all they really have to do is act cute, act hot, act sexy. Like, they do a great job at that, but then it gets to a point too where they know how to act unsettling to you, to where when you're watching them, like, they know some shit, but they're just, they're holding back. They're being crooked, they're being dirty. Slowly, you're having my friends picked off, and you're having us put in this sick game where people can come and they can torture us. I mean, it's just an unreal situation. But again, Eli did an awesome job at making it feel like a real situation, that it could be a real situation. And his directing was awesome. I mean, you can just tell, little things in this film, everything from expressions to looks to the way somebody's moving, they're talking, the energies and things, from touching somebody's leg. It's like, yo, he really went in on this film. I can absolutely see why Quentin Tarantino would even want to be involved in this film. This would be an awesome film as a producer to be behind, to have your name tied to in the horror genre. I don't have any complaints about the film. The only thing I would say is, again, my favorite kind of films are the ones that are just like bam, 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 bam. I like, when it comes to a movie that's a horror, I like a lot of horror to happen from the beginning all the way to the end. Everybody's got their own technique. My style personally is, I feel like it's my job when I write a horror film to make sure from the beginning to the end that, you're getting that bam, bam, bam. In my first movie, I didn't do it as much as I wanted to because it was my first movie. I was working 50 different jobs on the set, filming, editing, lighting, doing music, directing, the whole nine. So, but in my second movie, that's what I was going for, and that's what I want to go for from here out. I want to make sure that I'm creating a non-stop rhythm of horror for people. I want them to walk away saying, well, fuck, that's a Jody S. Dean film right there. Big shout out to the man Eli Roth. His latest movie, Thanksgiving, is just incredible. An awesome slasher. Definitely check that out if you haven't already. I hope to be where this guy is at one day, man. Guys, I'm Jody Dean. This is the Scream Scene. Thank you so much, Screamers, for rocking with me. I'll see you guys next week.
Dog killed the cat, living in a fit of rage. Dog killed the cat, living in a fit of rage. Dog killed the cat, living in a fit of rage. Dog killed the cat, living in a fit of rage. I just killed my girlfriend. Damn, she talked too much. Like a monster. Didn't wanna do it, but she pushed enough. Like a monster. She tells me she'll do better. They'll have to take her on. Like a monster. I'm sorry that this happened. You should've shut the fuck up. Monster. Says she wants a fuck boy, but I ain't no fuck boy. Yeah, she just my fuck toy. Bitch, I never fuck boy. Straighter than the arrow is. Call this experiment. I just passed your bitch around like that hoe was Marilyn. All she do is top me off. Call that bitch lockjaws. When she hit me rap, man, you know it's about to pop off. For that shit which popping off. Damn, it makes my dick so soft. Fuck this bitch, man, hoe get lost. You can't get your salary tossed. I just killed my girlfriend. Damn, she talked too much. Like a monster. Didn't wanna do it, but she pushed enough. Like a monster. She tells me she'll do better. They'll have to take her on. Like a monster. I'm sorry that this happened. You should've shut the fuck up. Damn, we fucking fight too much. I just wanna light you up, drown you in some gasoline and ask you are you hot enough. Fuck you while your hands in cuffs, stab you with a broken cup, suck me while you're looking up and tell you that we breaking up. I know it's hard when things go south, but it's so much harder with this dick in your mouth. Shake that ass like sober, girl. Take my friends, come over, girl. I might kill both of you, but at least we're all not like squirrels. I just killed my girlfriend.